I'm back. Good to be back. But I have fun in my trip. Right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on ELEGBETETVRADIO TV Radio. My name is Idafi Matthews. You're going to love to come in the ELEGBETE One Sports. It's been raining cats and dog where I am in my location. I don't know if that's the same with you, but that's how it is. Yeah, wherever you are, let me know what the weather situation is. And I've been away since the last time I was on this microphone was last week Tuesday. So I've been away for a while now. And I missed the studio, but then what I went out to do was also very, very nice. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. That was my dream. This is my dream. I love what I do here, but I also love what we went to do in Abuja, the whole big picture thing. I'm looking good. Really looking good. That's a little bit of break, and I came back looking this good. Oh, old age. I'll be fine in my old age. I used to be ugly, but it's looking like I'm going to be very fine in my old age. Okay, so guys, how you guys doing? Let's talk about what happened in the weekend. What happened? How was your weekend? How are you? How are you guys doing? First of all, let me get to know about you, what you guys are doing, how things are going for you. How's the Ember month coming through? December is just by the way. What's going on? What's going on with you? What's really the deal? And all that. Let me know if you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram. Talk to me. If on the phone. It is 07025000069, and you can send me a message on WhatsApp. I've got a lot of messages on WhatsApp anyway, but you can send me a message on WhatsApp and tell me how your weekend went, what happened for you, Manchester United fans. You guys are feeling good. Yes, you didn't win, but you guys are feeling good. You see, finally there was a coach that was bold enough to say, you know what, let's put Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. Come on, nothing's gonna happen. Let's put him on the bench, and they got a good result by any standard. Going to play against Chelsea and getting the result like that was a good one. So. Manchester City. It was Snowball weekend, right? It was Snowball weekend in the EPL and across other league, and it doesn't really feel good knowing that Victor Osimhen's season seems to have like come to a halt in such a very, very gruesome and terrible way. To think like every time I read the medical report, the report of the doctor that did the operation, I get like his eyes popped out of the sockets. You know, behind this human eye, okay, have you seen where they do the human eye operation? So behind this human eye is a whole lot of veins, like octopus kind of thing, but a lot more than octopus. You know, so all those plenty things pop out of the socket, and then they had to put it back, and then the bone this cheekbone that is broken here. How do you even stitch a bone together? You know, but then. Thanks to science. And I'm always wondering when people talk about science not being good, science being the enemies of the world, blah, 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 blah. How do you put the ball together? That guy's not going to head the ball again. I don't know, but Victor Osimhen is a very strong boy. And Barcelona, yes, I've not spoken about them in a while. Barcelona have fixed their defense all of a sudden. Not like they are imperious. It's not going to happen overnight. But you see that thing I said about Javi coming in that is going to change the team. The team has changed. I would bet anything Villarreal would have beaten Ronald Koeman's Barcelona. I don't care what anybody says, but that's a fact. I think Christian Diale wrote it somewhere. And the funny thing, I was seeing that game. I was telling my friend that Villarreal would have beaten this team if it was Koeman, because Koeman would have made a substitution that would make it easy for Villarreal to beat them. And I might be wrong, but that's what I think. I don't know what you think. You guys think. You can tell me what you think on the comment section on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. What do you think? I think that Villarreal would have beaten them if Koeman was on the bench, and I also think that Chelsea would have beaten Manchester United if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was on the wheel. But having said that, let's not forget that in the last 8, Chelsea have really won against Man United, if my statistics are right. So there's a whole lot in between this whole drive time shots and all that. But that's just what I think. AC Milan are beginning to crumble now. 2 games on the bounce that they've lost, and giving the initiative to Napoli to try to rise. One of the best things that Napoli can do, Napoli players can do for Osimhen, is to keep winning and keep winning for Victor Osimhen as it is right now, because he really needs that win. That's it. Let's get down to the conversation on the ground. First off, let's come off the weekend and see some of the results, selected results from different games or different leagues over the course of the weekend. Man, football is sweet too. I was watching that game with my wife and we're like, they are playing inside this snow. That's falling like Lot's wife inside the pillar of salt. I say it's football. They're hustling. When you get the amount of money involved, you're not even feeling the snow. The cold is not affecting you. You're just on your own. And Arsenal can't stop winning. Okay, yes, they lost to Liverpool. Who wouldn't lose to Liverpool? I mean, anybody would lose to Liverpool. But then Messi again came up with a hat-trick of assists. Oh, tonight is the Ballon d'Or. So Messi decided to announce himself with that assist. And I'm sure after winning the Ballon d'Or tonight, well, I don't know if I'll be disappointed and Lewandowski will win it or whoever wins it. But I think after tonight, Messi is going to announce himself again with a couple of goals going forward. You will see I said it too. That's if I know Messi very well. Messi wins the award tonight. He's going to celebrate it in Paris with a couple of goals. And that also puts him on number 7. But not only on number 7, if he wins it, he will be celebrating it with another club jersey, even though the performance of winning it is coming from Argentine jersey and Barcelona jersey. Let's not get that twisted. But it will be nice to see how that goes. Well, over the weekend, starting from Friday, it was Lens 2, Angers 2, Stuttgart 2, Mainz 1, Cagliari 1, Salernitana 1, Nijmegen 2, Campbell 3, Athletic Bilbao with a red card. Were able to play 2-2 draw with Granada. That was how it ended on a Friday night. And then we came to Saturday. Beautiful football played all over the place. Arsenal started the Saturday for Premier League lovers as they won their game 2-0 against Newcastle at the Emirates. Yes, Arsenal won 2 goals. Gabriel Martinelli came in and his first touch he scored. Bukayo Saka, who for me was the contention of man of the match with the goalkeeper. Talking about Ramsey, but I think that Arsenal did well. But then, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang did that miss. How did he miss that ball? I don't know. So crazy. Crystal Palace couldn't find a win over Aston Villa. I mean, I think I underrated Steven Gerrard. I'm gonna swallow my word. I'm gonna take it back. 2 wins on the bounce, considering his first goal, but 2 goals in this one again means his team has scored 4 goals on the bounce. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst also won in Scotland with Rangers. Well, we'll talk about that one some other time. I want to put a call through to Van Bronckhorst's assistant, Roy McKay. We'll have a conversation and we'll talk about. I want to give him time to be with the team for a while, and then we'll talk about Joe Aribo, Bassi, and Leon Balogun, and quite his impression of other players. Nigerian players and all that. I know he loves Finidi George and he loves Okocha very well, but we'll talk about some other players. Yippee, my podcast. Yeah, those of you who's asking me, where did you go? Where have you been? I'm going to read all those messages, but I'm coming. My podcast is taking shape. Okay, first recording we did in Lagos with Osando Lise. Then we flew to Abuja, the train, myself, my production crew. Man, to do podcast no easy. It's expensive, man. Putting everybody on the plane. Flew to Abuja, we booked an Airbnb, it wasn't enough, we had to take a couple of rooms, like 3-4 rooms in another hotel, standby 2 cab, running back and front, and then, we have back and forth, and then we had these vehicles that was picking the guys that were coming, we had Gabalawa, we had Austin Iguavon, Juwon Oshanawa, and the Will of the Wiz, Hardman, Topman, striker from Millwall, Lincoln, Wimbledon, over 100 goals for Wimbledon, and Aston Villa, who signed for Aston Villa for £1.35 million back in the day. John Fashanu was my guest on the podcast. That podcast is me and Emmanuel Babayaro. We're rolling and wow, just wait for it, okay? I think in the month of December, you should see it. from the first week of December, we should start having the promos, the trailers, and the pictures. You start having we did photo shoots. It was great, you know. It was great. I mean, I've not had that kind of. I've not been treated like a superstar in a very long. I don't know. The last time I got superstar treatment was when I was playing football. Okay, let's come back to the result. I'll say Crystal Palace lost. Patrick Vieira, sorry. Liverpool are making good use of all their stars and rotating their squad properly. 4 goals they scored against Southampton, so Arsenal will not be feeling bad. Norwich played a 0-0 draw with Wolves, and Brighton and Hove continued that scoreless draw pattern with Leeds United. And then in France, it was 1-1 Lille playing against Nantes. Even Nantes had a one-man send-off, a red card situation. Nice lost at home to Metz by a goal to nil. In Germany, it was Bochum 2, Freiburg 1, FC Cologne. And you know why? FC Cologne played against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and it was 4-1 in favor of FC Cologne. Grutterford played a 9-goal thriller with Hoffenheim at home, as Hoffenheim came to Grutterford's home ground and scored 6, with Grutterford scoring 3. So it was a game on a day where the defense were nowhere to be found, but the attacker had joy upon joy upon joy on both sides. Hertha Berlin 1, Augsburg 1, Wolfsburg 1, and Borussia Dortmund 3. Brute Erling Haaland is back, and he came back with a goal scoring return. Bayern Munich, yes, Leroy Sané was the answer as Bayern Munich won by a goal to nil at home against Armenia Bielefeld. And in Italy, it was Empoli 2, Fiorentina 1, Sampdoria 3, Verona. Hellas Verona 1, Juventus lost at home 1-0 to Atalanta. Man, this Juventus virus is really still there. They've got a third strain of the Juventus virus, the losing virus. Inter Milan were too good for Venezia as they went away and won. Their defending champions are still looking to defend that title. Well, in the Netherlands, it was Sittard 1, Groningen 4, Zwolle 0, Week 0, and then William 2, Twebog, who I thought were going to win this game, finished 1-0 losers to go ahead. Eagles in Spain, it was Alaves 1, Celta de Vigo 2, Valencia 1, Rayo Vallecano 1, and then you have Mallorca 0, Getafe 0, Villarreal 1, Barcelona 3. That was a beautiful one. The effect, the Xavi effect, working very, very well. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going to take the Sunday one, the Sunday result, and I'm going to chill and talk about some of the things that we need to talk. Brentford beat Everton 1-0. Rafael Benitez have no magic. Nothing has happened. The game between Burnley and Tottenham Hotspur was postponed due to snow. It was a snowfall weekend. Santa Claus was in England, so was distributing gifts and stopped this game. Okay. Leicester City won 4-2 against Watford. The same Watford that sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer put out their power, everything they had to win against Manchester United and couldn't win against Leicester as they lost. Man City on a snow field found a way to score 2, even though they considered 1 against West Ham, high-flying West Ham. What they did was favor Arsenal because West Ham and Arsenal are still caught up on the same point. Arsenal are suffering from the loads of goals that they've shipped in against Chelsea, Brentford, Man City, and Liverpool. But eventually, they would overcome it if they continue with the way they are. Chelsea was at home, and it was 1-1 with Manchester United. It was a mistake that led to 2 goals, but it was okay. For Chelsea, it was 2-point loss. For Manchester United, it was 1 massive point gain. And in France, it was a hat-trick of assists from Paris for Paris Saint-Germain, for Lionel Messi as Paris Saint-Germain beat Saint-Etienne away from home 3-1. But then the sad part of that was the dreadful injury to Neymar with his light crackers, Belosi biscuit legs. Okay, free advert for Belosi. I can't afford to do that. Brest played a 2-1 win over Bordeaux. Bordeaux is a former club of Zinedine Zidane, former club that Ganatroa took to the finals of the UEFA Cup, but then they didn't win it. Lorient lost at home to Rennes 2-0. Monaco are still not finding their feet as they drew 1-1 at home to Strasbourg. Reims won 1-0 against Clermont, and Montpellier lost at home to Lyon 1-0. Marseille won 1-0 against Troyes. There's a question waiting for me to answer. I was thinking I was going to answer that tomorrow anyway with Emmanuel Sebastian, but I just respond a bit and then tomorrow I'll do justice with Eintracht Frankfurt were 2-1 winners over Union Berlin. Union Berlin have Taiwo Awoniyi in their rank, and it's been scoring. Doesn't look back. It look like somebody who wants to stop scoring, even though he wasn't the one who scored this goal this time around. It was Cruz's penalty, but then he's just one player that's really done well for Union Berlin so far in the German Bundesliga. He might not be Lewandowski, but he's done so well. He was substituted in this game somewhere wearing jersey number 14. When I interview him again, I'm going to ask him what's the trick with the number 14. Don't forget that Antonio Uja plays for Union Berlin, but he's not really had playing time since the whole injury issue that he's got. But yeah, that's the way it is. It's 2-1. That one ended in loss. And then RB Leipzig lost at home to Bayer Leverkusen 3-1. Bayer Leverkusen are really in that form. Udinese and Genoa played a goalless draw. AC Milan lost at home to Sassuolo 3-1. That's ridiculous. Bologna went to Spezia and won by a goal to nothing. AS Roma and Jose Mourinho, they were at home and they won by a goal to nothing. And Napoli made sure that Lazio feel the grunt and the brunt of the Napolitanians. Okay, it was a very emphatic one as Zelensky, Dres Martins, and who scored? I think Dres Martins scored 2, and Lorenzo. No, it wasn't Lorenzo that scored that one. It was Ruiz. Sorry, Di Lorenzo gave him the assist, and it was 4-0. So it's good to see that on the Italian side, you can say to yourself that Napoli are still doing very well. They are on top of the log, leading the race, leading the pile, hoping that they continue to sustain it. 14 games played all across the league. Is Napoli 35 points, AC Milan 32, Inter Milan 31. Juventus are somewhere in 7th with 21 points. That puts them 14 points behind Napoli. But then it is not over until it's over. The Italian league is a very crazy league. You can be here by Christmas and up there by May. So let's see how that goes. But then let's get past that and get to some of the rumors and stories and all of the things that goes down in the beautiful world of sports. Let's see, we have games on Monday. I think there are a few games. There is Osasuna playing against Elche tonight, and then the other ones are African leagues. But let's look at some of the stories going on the world. Manchester United are feeling very happy because it's going to be Ralf Rangnick announcement today. But then some of you are already saying, oh, forget about him. Let's leave Michael Carrick. He seems to know how to put the team together. There's no need to bring in Ralf Rangnick to the team when we have Michael Carrick. But isn't that how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer started? But there's something that Carrick says that I love. That Rangnick said that I love. He said, look, there's no such thing as a little bit of press. You're either pressing or you're not pressing, because there's no such thing as a little bit of pregnancy. You're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. I love that. And I was asking about, how come we don't have video clips of Nigerian coaches having such authoritative position on topical footballing issues? I mean, we need that. Let's see how that goes anyway. Real Madrid Croatian midfielder Luka Modric, who is 36, is open to the idea of linking up with Manchester City when he becomes a free agent next summer to come and do what? I don't think Manchester City needs you because your legs are not good. Manchester City's game is predicated on plenty of movement. I don't think that Luka Modric have that movement anymore. The Luka Modric that would have fitted into this Manchester City team is the one that played for Tottenham Hotspur or the first 3 years at Real Madrid. That one is good, but I don't think this one is good because this guy has become a sitting dog, a sitting midfielder, and Manchester City will not do well with such a player. But then he's still very intelligent. He's a fantastic player. I won't argue against that, but I don't think it's a Manchester kind of player. It's a Man City kind of player. I know maybe he's hungry, he's ambitious, he wants to win the league in England because Man City look like the team that will continue to win the league for as long as they've got Pep Guardiola. That was why I was wondering whether talk of Brendan Rodgers taking over from Pep Guardiola when Pep Guardiola decides to leave. Whoever came up with that thought is terrible. We're going back to visit what I said some time ago. Does it look like Newcastle, with all this plenty money that they have, will still get relegated at the end of the day? Because Eddie Howe is not doing anything. How do you do, Eddie Howe? I can't see you changing anything. Newcastle are in a race with Roma to sign Hoffenheim Austrian midfielder Florian Grillitsch, 26, in January. Bayern Munich and Barcelona are both interested in signing French defender Boubacar Kamara, 22, from Marseille. French forward Ousmane Dembele has rejected Barcelona's latest contract extension offer, and the 24-year-old looks almost certain to become a free agent. Bye-bye to Jati. And I'm sure that Kingsley Jali will agree with me on this one. Bye-bye to Yama. Good readers to bad rubbish. Arsenal have again been named as one of the clubs wanted to sign Raheem Sterling in January. England winger Sterling 26 has expressed his desire to leave Manchester City for more first-team football. You're winning titles. That's what counts. Come on. I read up. It's getting first-team football. Is not winning title. You're winning title. When you were playing regularly, some people were sitting on the bench. You have to understand that you're playing in a star-studded team. And I think that Arsenal should not sign Raheem Sterling because he's going to come and be like another William. The thing is, he's going to come and begin to give everybody this attitude of, do you know who I am? Do you know what I've won? I am Raheem Sterling. I'm better than all of you here. You don't need that kind of player. You need players that are hungry, that are positive, especially now that the club is on an upward trajectory and looking to make Europe first and then see if they can challenge for the title in a couple of years' time. Not now. They're not in the running right now, but in a couple of years' time, it is a possibility. I think there's going to be more investment, and then that could just happen. But right now, this is my thought anyway. If you have a different opinion, you have a different thought, you can send in the message. You can call in on the phone line 0702500069, or you can send in the message on WhatsApp 080342777165, or you can drop a comment on Facebook, on Instagram, on the YouTube channel. It's Elevated TV Sports, and the live stream is on right now, and then we can have a conversation around that. Fulham are making a big push for Angers midfielder Angelo Fulgini, 25, and could meet the £18 million price tag for the Ivorian born player. Manchester City are said to have no intention of selling Spanish striker Ferran Torres, 21, for less than 70 million euros. That's about 59 million pounds. Okay, if Torres moved to Barcelona, it could open the door for RB Leipzig 23-year-old Spanish midfielder Dani Olmo, 23, to make a switch to Etihad. Let's see how that goes. Former Aston Villa striker Kevin Phillips believes his old club should sell Dutch winger Anwar El Ghazi, 26, instead of Burkina Faso forward Bertrand Traore, 26, in the January transfer window, helping them to make a very, very difficult decision between this player and that player. But let's see how it goes anyway. Southampton are interested in signing Blackburn Rovers and Chile striker Ben Brereton Diaz. Sevilla have been leading the race to sign the 22-year-old so far. Let's see how that goes. Precious Amari, you should know that I'm doing a live show right now. I don't know why you tried to come in, but I guess that was a mistake. It's not possible that you would come here at this time. Okay, yes, this is Pedro. Pedro, say good morning. It's nice to have you back. Thank you very much for that message. Nice one. Okay, so I'm going to tribute to legend Sir Frank. Okay, Frank is dead. He's gone. Okay. Okay. So let's start with Newcastle. I'm going to ask you guys this question. Yes, I'm going to answer your loads of questions, but I'm going to ask you guys this question. What do you think? Looking at Newcastle, the way they are, the way the table is, the way they are playing right now, is there any hope? Okay, that come January, they are going to sign the players that will change the tide. Does the team look like a team that would all of a sudden become powerful enough to contend and fight their way out of the relegation water? What's your take? What do you think about Newcastle? So let's address the Premier League table first, because we need to look at it from that perspective and then all come to an agreement that okay, they have a chance, they don't have a chance. First of all, the Premier League is designed in such a way that you need 40 points and above to survive relegation. Hardly do you survive relegation below 40 points. Maybe in the Premier League era, only twice or once it has happened. Okay, so right now they've played 13 games in the Premier League. That's Newcastle, and they have just 6 points. They've not won a single game. The only team in the top flight that have not won a single game. They've had 6 draws and 7 losses. They've scored 15 goals. They've scored 15 goals in total and conceded 29. That's like half the total number of goals that they've scored. They've scored half the total number of goals that they've conceded, if you add one to it. Okay, so 6 points out of a possible 40 and above. So they need about 34 points to go. Yeah, there's still plenty of time, but we're almost halfway through the league. But 13 games gone so far, and we're almost halfway there. So let's look at the possible teams ahead of them. Norwich City most likely will go on relegation as well with them. They are 9 points. At least they've managed to win 2, draw 3, lost 8 in the process. Burnley have played 12 games. They've won 1, drawn 6, lost 5. Leeds United played 13, won 2, drawn 6, lost 5. Watford, drawn 1, lost 8. That's the problem. They lose too many games. And then you have Southampton, you have Everton that is on the free fall, constantly dropping down. Eventually, they just might get it. This thing that they're looking for down below, they just might get it. The beauty of the Premier League table is, as at week 3, Arsenal was a candidate for relegation. Week 13, 10 games after week 3, Arsenal is almost joint fourth. Okay, you can put it that way. The only difference is goal difference anyway. But okay, they're in 5th position, 13 games played, won 7, drawn 2, and lost 4 games. Those 4 games that they lost are Brentford. Brentford is only below top 14 that are beating Arsenal this season. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, Brentford is the only team below the top 4 bracket that are beating Arsenal this season. So every other team, best result they've gotten out of Arsenal was draw. So Arsenal have lost to Man City 5 goals to 1 or 5 goals to nothing, if I'm not mistaken. Chelsea 3 goals to nothing. Liverpool 4 goals to nothing. And those 3 teams are standing first, second, third on the log. The other team to have beaten them is Brentford. Brentford is somewhere in 12th on the league table. I'm just making this a case for Arteta and his team. So anything other than that, every other team that they've played, they've won. At least they won 7 of them, lost to those 4 teams that I mentioned, and then drawn 2 in the process. So I wouldn't say that Arsenal are not doing bad. The only team that shouldn't be above Arsenal, that is above Arsenal right now, is West Ham, and they are tied on the same point. So I wouldn't say that Arsenal's season have gone bad. If you consider the fact that the team that started the season on fire, Tottenham Hotspur, in 7th place on the league table. Thank God Antonio Conte is starting the revolution, but he's also come to clear you air that the team is worse than he thought they were. Wolverhampton Wanderers are also behind Arsenal, 3 points behind Arsenal with 13 games played. Manchester United, almighty Manchester United, it must be said, in 8th position, 18 points gathered so far. Brighton and Hove also behind Arsenal in 9th place behind Manchester United on goal difference. Arsenal, you know the funny thing, Manchester United are also in minus when it comes to goals. Yes, they've scored 22. They scored 21 and considered 22. Damn. Are you doing that? Then Manchester United, you're considering. Arsenal is doing bad, they are -2, but they've considered only 17. If you consider Manchester United have considered 22. Whew. Leicester City, when the season started, I said Leicester City is going to take Arsenal apart. Arsenal beat Leicester City. They've considered 23, scored 20. Okay. Let's not talk about that. Let's read a few of the messages that are there. Okay, this came in from Kule. Kule said that, hello, Daphne. I was sick last week when I tuned in on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and you were nowhere to be found. Why is this now a constant thing? It really makes me feel sick and sad that I can't listen to my favorite radio presenter who makes me enjoy radio. I don't care about the data, but I need you to always be there. Why are you not always on your show? The matter for her, the day where is that? Now make me go talk. You hear me from her? Okay, so let me clear. See, this is okay. See, this is something serious that I should be very, very serious about. But it's just that I've tried my best to explain this thing so many times, and it's not like it's going to stop now. It's not like, oh, I'm going to say, I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give in this case shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. Yeah, see, I'm a startup. Times have changed. Radio and the industry is not what it used to be, especially with COVID and the rest coming into play. Let me give you a very good example. Back in the day, you just send a proposal to like a bet company or some companies, and then they will say, okay, I want to sponsor you. Today, they'll tell you, oh, no, we want to give you affiliate. You have to be an affiliate. The numbers you bring in is what we get. That's like chicken feed. That's what. Many people are no longer doing the business the way they used to do, so that you cannot sit back and be raking in money and then be paying workers. You got to go out to go and look for the money. You got to like try as much as possible to keep it going. So would you rather I sit here and I'm doing the show and I'm not able to buy fuel, I'm not able to pay for data, I'm not able to pay for my staff, and then eventually this company fold up? And then there are so many other things that I've always wanted to do, but back in the day when I was working in Brilla, you're not allowed to do anything outside. You know, it was the only station who doesn't allow its staff to do things outside. Other radio station allows it, but we weren't allowed. Now that I'm in my own space, I felt like, you know what, let me pursue my dream and do all those things that I want to do. I've been wanting to do a podcast since 2000 and since 2007. As a matter of fact, myself, Johansson, and if you see Johansson, you can ask him, myself, Johansson, and Joseph Faulkner, who's now with Lagos Talk and doing some stuff with Super Sports. We went to record a podcast in 2007, 2008 at a studio in TBS, but we didn't follow through on it because of funding. So now that I'm on my own and I'm free, Kule, I'm explaining myself to you. I thought that is an opportunity for me to do a whole lot of these things. And it's not just going to be enough for me to sit here in the studio 1 hour and I think that I'm satisfied. No, this is not the hustle. This is just, for me, this is play. I come here 1 hour and have fun and play with people. But the real work is me doing podcasts, me doing movies. Yes, I'm doing sports movies. As I speak with you, I'm doing, doing a whole lot of things around that place. And I can't be sending people to go. I'm not big enough. I'm not there yet. People want to see me. I'm the person they want to do business with. So people want to see me sit in the meeting and have a conversation. Okay, Idafe, how do you plan on doing this? How do you plan on doing that? And when that happens, I'm going to leave. The only drawback, okay, and that's my bad. The only drawback is that I've not been able to get somebody who can anchor this show when I'm not around. That's the only drawback. And it's because my standards are up here and the people that I keep seeing their standards are here. You don't want to bring in somebody who ends up doing the show and then people get angry. It is better that the show is not running. That's why we went to partner with TalkSports so that TalkSports can be running or we have music playing rather than bringing somebody that would insult your intelligence, because I know that it costs you a whole lot of sacrifice, data, time, and focus to be able to do this. We live in a generation where attention span is very, very low. So all of those things you need to put into consideration. The podcast is something that I want to do. We're just shooting season 1, and we cannot fly everybody. We shot with Olisa in Lagos, but then we need to shoot John Fashinu, Garibalawa, Austin Guavon, Joan Shaniwa. It's more expensive for us flying to Abuja, but it's something that we needed to do because when we fly to Abuja, it's myself, my partner, a production crew, audio people, microphone people, transportation, accommodation, food. It's a whole lot expensive, but then you can't be able to say, John Fashion, leave whatever business you're doing, come to Lagos. This person, leave whatever you're doing and come to Lagos. So that's the reason why I have to go. Even this week again, I need to be in Abuja on Thursday, but I'm working around the clock to make sure I don't travel to Abuja. So I'm really, really sorry, really sorry that I have to do all that. But it is the hustle that I'm in, and I need you guys to bear with me. Every time that I'm in town, I'm going to be on the show, and I'm going to give you guys the very best that I can. On Facebook, Mobolaji Olamiri says, good morning, Lebota. Thank you very much. Oladeinde Latif Olamileko, I like that name. I love that name, Oladeinde. There used to be this guy in Port Harcourt, Deinde Hastrop Fernandez also. Okay, I love that name. Good morning, Mr. Idafe. Do you see Sterling making an instant impact at Arsenal? They don't sign up. I don't know when they sign up. They went for that to say if Newcastle can make a decent signing in January, I think they might stay in the league another season. Okay, I'm forced to believe. I'm forced to take that seriously. Mr. Wisty, he said, excuse me, sir, but you are aware that I keep it 55th Street and you are about to catch these hands. Okay, it would be highly upsetting to me if you were to believe in a Costa-like manner, and therefore I have decided to put my word on hold. I don't understand what you're saying. Everything you're saying is like somebody speaking in tongue, like Ribo Koso Kotoli Bragada de Zelili Bruzuzu. That's like everything I read, that's how it felt like. It doesn't feel like I understand anything you're saying. But I know that that's coming from the American side of town. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Hey, Ibro, how you doing this morning? Thank you. I'm back.
How weekend now?
I had a fantastic weekend. Arsenal won, so I'm fantastic.
Okay. What's your take on this guy coming to mind now? Last night.
What they say, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. If he comes in, let him come and show what stuff is made of. Okay, I know that the trend right now, German coaches are doing awesomely. I mean, you saw Thomas Tuchel before he could learn how to speak English in England. He's won the UEFA Champions League. You saw what Jurgen Klopp have done with Liverpool on unbelievable stuff. Things that coaches like Gerard Houllier, Rafael Benitez, and a host of other coaches have not been able to do with Liverpool. He's done it. Won the league, won the Champions League, played the finals of Champions League back to back, played the finals of the UEFA Cup, came second in the league with the point haul that no team that have won the league before now was able to amass. So German coaches are the in thing right now. Look at what the German national team coach is doing. Quietly, look at what Julian Nagelsmann is doing with Bayern Munich. You could say that anything that the German coach touches right now turns good. But Manchester United is a very peculiar case. Let's see him come in. Do I like him? Anybody who is a mentor to Thomas Tuchel, Julian Nagelsmann, and Jurgen Klopp will obviously be a great coach. But then, let's see first.
Okay, when the Lions get the starting?
Okay, so there are plenty of dates. There is 12th of December, there is 17th of December, there is 21st of December. But let's just say this December, the MPFL will start.
Okay, no, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for calling us. Okay, it feels good to have you on the phone line. Yeah, you can drop in messages as well. Anywhere you want to drop that message, drop it and drop it like it's hot. On WhatsApp, somebody, okay, Tunde says that, Edafi, what do you have to say about Jurgen Klopp calling the African Nations Cup a small tournament? I don't know. Okay, so on the schedule for tomorrow's show, that is going to be a major part of our discussion. So I don't know if I should be discussing it right now, but I made a promise that every question you ask me during the show, I'm going to answer. So I'm going to try my best to answer this. I don't think that there's anything wrong. I think that Africans or Nigerians are just jumping over their head and getting too excited. Even Nigerians call it a small tournament. So I don't know why we get angry because it's Thomas. I think that the journalist who went to that press conference and was pushing himself so hard to have an opinion just wants to be famous, just wants to be popular. And it is okay. That's not, I don't have anything with OJB, he's my guy. But I think that he was pushing to be very popular. Okay, and those are platforms. I mean, you've seen Omar go to press conference and do the things he does, and people think that, okay, that's what makes Omar popular. So every other person wants to seek such an opportunity to gain popularity. We live in a world where numbers matter. So if you see anything that can help your numbers, why not use it? But if we come to the real context of the conversation, we just chase each other. Come on, it's like the Black Lives Matters, the racism talk. We're just talking rubbish. It doesn't make sense because we don't see it as a big tournament. Have we ever seen the African Nations Cup as a big tournament? Tell me when the last time African Nations Cup was going on and the stadiums are packed full. And these same African journalists or Nigerian sports journalists or African sports journalists all over that are nagging and complaining call the French league the Farmers League. It's foolish how we play this racist card. We get touchy and emotional when they say something about us, but we forget what we say about them. We call a French league that is bigger than the African Nations Cup, that is bigger than all the African league put together. We call it the Farmers League, and it's fun. It's okay, right? We get devastated in Nigeria when Central African Republic comes to Nigeria and beat us. We even go as far as firing the coach. Because we underrate Central African Republic. We don't consider them as a football nation. But then when somebody who is coaching a team that wins the Champions League, that wins the Premier League, their one season budget is bigger than African Nations Cup of 10 seasons, you get angry. I don't know. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Bayo says, hello, my name is Bayo. I'm sending you this message from Abuja. I saw you in Abuja, but I couldn't come close to you because you were in company of some top guys, and I was not sure if your security men would keep me. Oh, I don't feel good about this. Bayo, sorry, but you should have come. You should have just mentioned my name. I know I would have stopped by and take a picture with you, shake your hands, give you a hug or something. I'm sorry you had that impression. Well, we just had security for the sake of security, but not to throw the fans away. We just needed that because sometimes you need it when you move about. Okay, so let's go to the conversation you're raising here. What do you think about Arteta and Arsenal? At the beginning of the season, you said that they were going to make the top four. It's going to look like that's going to happen because they're not going to play against too many top teams. Seems like they can always find a way to grind results, get results against lesser teams, and also play very good football. I must say that their football is attractive. But do you still stand your ground that they will make the top four, owing to the fact that every time they play against these big teams like Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, they concede high numbers of goals, and they will play them again in the return legs in the league? What do you think? Are they still going to make the top four? Hey, but I think I stand my position on this one. I think Arsenal is going to make top four. I've said that before from the beginning. I'm going to continue. But now what's going to make it different a little bit is the fact that Manchester United, when I made that prediction, I thought that Manchester United were going to stick to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to the end of the season, because for as long as they have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to the end of the season, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not bold enough to drop Cristiano Ronaldo from his starting lineup regularly, Manchester United were not going to make it top four. Now that they're bringing in, either they're going to stick with Michael Carrick or they're going to bring in Ralf Rangnick. I think that, this is my opinion, I think that Manchester United are back in the race, not in the title race. Too much have gone behind them. Some teams are still going to hold up themselves against Manchester United and fight very deeply. But I think now Arsenal's chances just went from good to not so good. But Arsenal are still in the shindig. Okay, so Manchester United, what Manchester United will do is just exactly what they did yesterday. They will not make the title race very interesting. Not like they're in the title race, but any other. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was on that team yesterday, I'm sure he would have made a selection and substitution that would make it easy for to Chelsea to win and pick up 3 points. Now look at it from this angle. If Chelsea have picked up 3 points, they'll be 3 points ahead of Man City as of this morning. But now they are 1 point ahead of Man City, meaning that Man City are in the race to go back to the top and take their top position as they progress, especially when they play against Chelsea and they are 1 point apart. Man City would always do what they know how to do best to get the result. That's the thing that Manchester United have done, and they could do that to almost every team. They could also be an avenger to Manchester City as well, somewhere in the race. So they would slow the race down. They will make sure that the train, the brake is clogged. It's not going to run as fast as possible. There's not going to be a runaway leader, but at the same time, they're going to drop points at places you don't expect them to drop points. Let's see how it goes. The fact that Arsenal keep playing all these early games and getting their result faster, I think I love it. And for you guys who have not downloaded our mobile application, please do. We're still working on getting the iOS ready. Hopefully, it will be ready before Christmas. I told the engineers that making a Christmas gift for me. Don't forget, my birthday is December 26th, so I'll be very happy. It will be the biggest birthday gift I'll get if I get the app on iOS before December 26th. But let's go. And Colifet on Instagram said, sorry, I meant you should please call out the number to reach you with. Okay, the number to call in on the show is 070 25000069. 07025000069. Then if you're sending me a message on WhatsApp, it is 080-342-77165. That number will change soon anyway. Okay, Kaz347, we say good morning. How are you? Listening to you from Istanbul. How is Istanbul? How is the weather right now? How is the noisy supporters and all that? Chooks_EA says loyal listener reporting for duty from you know where. Yes, Alaba International. Welcome back, bros. Thank you very much. I had fun in Abuja. And talking about Abuja, yes, Obina. Hello, Edafi. How are you? Good morning. Listening to your show via the app, but I just thought I should drop a message. How's Abuja? What did you go to Abuja to do? I missed your through last week. It felt very strange that 9 to 10. I didn't know how interesting the show was until you were not there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it felt felt like I was naked in the market square. Okay, what did you go to Abuja to do? Okay, so I went to Abuja in continuation. Okay, I'm shooting season 1 of my podcast. Normally, what people do is you start a podcast and you shoot it instantly and you put it out. But we talked about the complexities of the Nigerian situation and the fact that some of the people, because it's strictly footballers that have played for the national team or people that have coached the national team and have at least won something, or people that have played football at a very high level. We want premium. We want it to be premium content. So What do I mean by premium content? We want to have people like Austin Jejo, Kocha, Kanwa, Terrible West, Daniel Dabola, Mokachi Tijani, Babangida, Garibalawa, Austin Iguaivon, John Fashinu, Juwan Shanuwa because he won the Nations Cup in 2013. Sunday Umba, we could have had Sunday Umba, but last minute he said he had something to do with his mom in Jaws, so he didn't come. Fego Ogudi as well didn't come. So there was some that we missed. So we said to ourselves that listen, if we sit down here and say, oh, we are this. My name is Ida Fumati, oh, we are Celeste Babaya, Emmanuel Babayaro, we can get anybody. That's with us being arrogant. So we should humble ourselves and accept the fact that we are nobodies, nobody knows us, nobody care about us, and we should take the content to them. It means that there is a whole lot that would happen because normally we have a studio at what's it called, Eco Atlantic at the Pearl. We have a very good suit there that is fine. But we realized quickly with the Sunday Lisa shoot that wouldn't work because Sunday Lisa said he wasn't leaving Sheraton. We had to go do a makeshift studio. When it comes out, you will understand. We had to go make that, and instantly we learned that if this podcast is going to work, we have to take the podcast to the people rather than thinking that we can always fly them to Lagos. So we went to Abuja to shoot the people in Abuja, and we had John Fashanu, Juwan Shanuwo, Austin Iguavo, and Gary Balawa. We missed out on Tijani Mwangida because on that weekend he was getting married. We missed out on Sondoba because his mom had a family emergency, he had to leave Abuja for Jos. Same for Fego Ogudi because they are best of friends and they traveled together. So we missed out on those three, but then we have the other people. That's the reason why I went to Abuja. I hope you are not angry with me, and sorry that the show had to go on that hiatus for that long. And I'm not promising it's not going to happen again. It would happen next week. I'm hoping to go to beyond shooting the podcast. There are so many other things that I'm into. There are some I can say, there are some I cannot say. We're also doing something called the Coach's Voice. It's called the Film House. Actually, it's designed after the Coach's Voice. It's a film house, something that looks like the Coach's Voice, that you have this European and South American coaches telling you about their tactics, their philosophy, methodology, and all of that, and explaining some of the games that the coach and how it works. We're trying to do the same for Nigerian coaches. We feel like Nigerian coaches do not have a voice. Nobody knows them, and we want to give them a voice. Thank you very much, Phil Bobby. Greetings to you too. I hope that Boa Group will bring some Christmas back packages for us this year. How is Tega and how is Samad and everybody at your end? Thank you for always checking out on us, and regards to your beautiful daughter and your lovely wife. Okay, Colin Fed, what days and time is this program host? Okay, Mondays to Friday, 9 to 10 a.m. every day. It's Monday to Friday. And then we have the Sports Lounge on Saturdays from 12 to 3. Okay, so this is done every day, and we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and on Instagram. But on Tuesday is different because we do the recording. We do the recorded edition on Tuesday where Emmanuel Sebastian is here with me. But the days where I stream it live across Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on the radio app is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But then we still have the show on Tuesday, but you can only listen on the app. And to get the app, if you use an Android phone, is just search for Elegbete TV Radio on your app store on your Android, and you get it. For those of you using iPhones, iOS, we're working on putting up the radio on the app. You know how Apple is and all their interconnectivities and their conditions and all that. We're still working on it. We're a baby radio station, but we're trying to grow. So help us if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to us. Search for Elegbete TV Sports on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. All the content that we put out, you will see. Thank you very much for that one. Ugo on WhatsApp says, hello, Dafe. Good to have you back. What do you think is the real problem with the Nigerian Professional Football League? What can be done to change it? It's a whole gamut of problems. It's not one. I can't put one thing down to say this is a problem. But basically, it's a national problem, okay? I think that Nigerian football is a reflection of how we live our lives. If you look at Nigeria, for instance, we don't question our councillors, we don't question our local government chairman, our state governors, the representative that represent our constituency or our senatorial district, but we question the president. That's exactly the same thing we do with football in Nigeria. We don't question the club administrators. Let me give you a very vintage example. There is a state that has a professional football club, spent money to go and bring Real Madrid to set up an academy in Port Harcourt, but they have Rivers United. I was thinking, why not spend that money, build that facility for Rivers United Academy, and then bring in maybe some of the best foreign coaches to come and create a football ideology and methodology that resonates with what Rivers United is all about. But no, they didn't do that. I would rather you have affiliation with the European clubs than to bring them to come here to come teach us to play their system when our conditions and our environment and our mentality does not even fit into that, because this is colonization indirectly that we don't know, and at the end of the day we're the ones that will suffer for it. So there's a whole lot. Then there's funding, we have infrastructural deficit, we have funding deficit, we have coaching deficit. I really wouldn't want to blame the players. I think that we have quality players all across Nigeria, but all of those are the deficit that we have. If we can fix those ones, step up on the infrastructure, and then improve our coaching training, I think that the coaches that we have right now in Nigeria are very, very poor. They are not good. And lack of remuneration, lack of funding, lack of proper payment to salaries and the rest have made our coaches become very docile. They are not hustlers. Our coaches are more of hustlers than real coaches. Okay, they get the job so that they can get paid, so that they can extort monies from players and the rest of them. Not really that they want to impact football, they want to change life, or they want to do anything that is coach related. They just want to, okay, let me get paid, let me just get fed, and let me just get something in the pocket. That's it. Well, we hope that we can improve on that as we go. Well, just as I look at the clock, it seems like time is running away from us just when we're having fun. I always say this thing, that time flies when we're having fun. Every time it happens, okay? But just when I'm beginning to enjoy the show, just when it begins to look like, okay, this is the show is beginning to take shape, and I look at the clock and whoa, we're gone. It's crazy, but I'm beginning to get used to it. But let me just touch on some few headlines that I saw on Daily Mail. I disagree with everything he said. Roy K. slams Carrick interview after Manchester United's draw at Chelsea, insisting caretaker should be held accountable for social sacking as he criticizes the club's job for the boys' mentality. Okay, Kane goes two-footed on Michael Carrick is the headline on that one. Okay, Martin Samuel, who writes for Daily Mail, says Manchester United nick a point at Premier League leaders Chelsea as Jadon Sancho pounces on Jorginho's error to score his second goal in a week before Italian returns with leveler from the spot. Gary Neville suggests that Ralf Rangnick picked Manchester United's team against Chelsea because it was a huge departure from midweek and what they've been doing under Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Okay, that's a suggestion. I think so. I would say our prayers to Neymar. You can't blame the defender. It wasn't as if the defender was the one that did it. The defender went in with a good tackle. Neymar jumped over the ball and the leg, but then he landed on his shin guard and his ankle got twisted. Could be out for a season. That could affect the World Cup. But thank God that the World Cup is coming up at the end of the year, somewhere in November. Roy Keane and Carragher explode into furious row as Sky Sports Monday clashed over Cristiano Ronaldo, with former United captain saying he must start the biggest games, while Liverpool legend insists he's not the player he used to be. You're not the girl I used to know. Oh, okay. Novak Djokovic that slams blackmail of insisting all players are vaccinated at the Australian Open, hinting his son will not participate in the tournament. Okay, that conversation is taking a bigger shape. Cristiano Ronaldo stormed straight down the tunnel again and refuses to shake hands with Chelsea players after Manchester United star was dropped to the bench in the draw at Stamford Bridge. This obviously was what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was trying to guard against, this type of attitude. But Ronaldo should stop blackmailing a team. A team is selected based on tactics, not based on your name. That's my belief. It's based on tactics and the opponent you're going to play. If you don't fit the tactics of the coach, the presence of mind of the coach at that point in time, you should take it that the coach have the right to put you to the bench. There is no big deal to it. But if you cannot stomach that, I don't think you're professional enough. Yes, everybody wants to play, but always remember something the coach once told me back in the day. Said, remember that every time you're starting a game, somebody's sitting on the bench. I mean, the person sits on the bench is not fighting. You shouldn't fight. Now, I'm not saying that players should be happy sitting on the bench, but if you love the team more than you love yourself, you should understand that sometimes the coach will take a decision that doesn't please you, but it pleases the team and it works well for the team. Okay, Ogufaya Maria said, just cloudy on the mainland, yeah, Ikeja area precisely. Thank you very much for being my only weather forecaster on the day. God bless you. And this is where we're dropping, because coming up next is Peter. And we're not there with them say sports for the next 6 minutes. Yes, after that we'll go back and join Talk Sports, I guess. Yes, if we still have the permission to do that. But it's been fun coming back to the microphone again. Thank you to everybody who joined in on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook, as well as listening via the mobile app or even on the website on www.elegbetevradio. God bless you. It's been the Sports Buffet. My name is Idafi Matthias. I love to be here for you all the time. You guys love to come in the Elegbete Sports, and I'm glad you guys called me that. It's time to leave. Let's do this again tomorrow, 9 to 10. And thanks for also joining Adasa Jai in the morning on the morning drive with all the gossip, all the tatafo, all the weather focus, all the business advice, all the tips, and everything that comes with it. But then this is why I leave you guys in the hands of Peter Eweno, the great guy who does his job in pidgin English in ways that not too many people can do. God bless you, and have for yourself a lovely and fantastic day. Look out for the podcast that we're shooting. When it's out and ready, I'll let you know. But until then, just keep it locked and be the very best of who you are created to be. God bless you, and have a lovely day.
International for the run that matter. We didn't know what is possible. We have to social media. So this morning we carry our kind of so we enter inside the boxing arena as people meet that guy. How much heavyweight champion? They got Tyson Fury as Informat Photos say 6 years ago. He beat Vladimir Klitschko and as he can become the unified heavyweight champion. But after that match, so mental health struggle. Oh, hit him very hard. Nobody they saved from this mental health issue, and since then they continue to dey battle with that issue on a daily basis. So if it's to anyone when they struggle, may they never give up, to be there fight, because the last part, my God blessings, may go and the whole man.